Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Ohm, acknowledging our pain, rescuing the rescuer. And sometimes that needs to happen because there's some of us who, you know, because we've experienced things in the past, we want to be the rescuer. We want to rescue other folks, and then sometimes we give too much. We deplete ourselves. Some people seem called to help others, often from very early on in their childhoods, responding to the needs of family members, strangers, or animals with a selflessness that is impressive. And like I say, this sometimes it's the situation, sometimes, the person just feels that way. Often, these people appear to have very few needs of their own, and the focus on their lives is on rescuing, helping, and healing others. I have a son who has that Superman cape on, and I talk to him about that every now and then. He doesn't have to do that for everybody just because he thinks they need it. While there are a few people who are truly able to sustain this completely giving lifestyle, the vast majority has needs that lie beneath the surface, unmet and often unseen. Because Jesus, he was able to do this because he was the Son of God. He had a little more internal strength than we do. As human beings, we need to replenish. And if you deplete yourself and don't replenish, then, you got an empty cup. And you can't give from an empty cup. You have to give from your overflow. In these cases, their motivation to help others may be an extension of a deep desire to heal a wounded part of themselves that is starving for the kind of love and attention they dole out to those around them on a daily basis. Especially people who did not grow up feeling loved, who got no attention. But love is not necessarily given from another person. God loves you. He loved you so much, He gave His only begotten Son to die for your sins, not His. He didn't commit any sins. And that's love. If you can let that into your heart and feel that, then you're not glomming on to other people. Another thing is attention. There are a lot of people who did not get enough attention. I'm not going to go into the whole middle child syndrome thing. But if you felt like you didn't get enough attention, you might be, I know some people, that are show-offs, attention seekers. Now I've had people accuse me of that, but compared to these people, I'm definitely not. I'm pretty mild-mannered and chilling into my own business. They would insert themselves into everything. It's got to be all about them all the time. It's their show. That's just sad, because that says that you are so needy emotionally, that this is how you roll. If you've noticed that in yourself, my opinion is go talk to somebody, go to a counselor and talk to somebody about this, because you're just going to keep pushing people away by your need for attention, because people aren't asking for your attention unless they are. And if they're not, they probably don't want it or don't care, honestly. When our child wants attention, we'll give that to them. But, grown-up folks glomming for our attention, that's a turn-off. We're just like, what's wrong with you? But, if you find yourself being that way, you should probably go talk to a counselor and figure it out. Because it's only going to hurt your relationships with others. For any number of reasons, they are unable to give themselves the love they need, and so they give in and give it to others. And again, like I say, you can deplete yourself. If you're a people person, and you can't do it. When I was a little younger, starting out, I tried to make everybody happy, but then quickly realized you can't do that. It's like the Ricky Nelson song. You can't please everyone. You got to please yourself. And that's just the facts there. This does not mean that they are not meant to be helping others, but it does mean that they would do well to turn some of that helping energy within. Self-love, self-care, give yourself the attention. When I was single, Yeah, Valentine's Day. Yeah, I bought myself chocolate and flowers. That's right. I deserved it. On my birthday, I bought myself something. That's right. I deserved it. So, it don't have to be about what other people are giving you. And a lot of people don't see that. They don't realize that because they're so emotionally needy and never got what they wanted and needed from, their situation growing up, which I didn't. That, you know, um, they're putting that on other folks. And that's a shame because the rest of us are like, whoa, we had nothing to do with the fact, how you got treated. That's not our problem. Don't put your stuff on us. But, again, if this is a problem in your life, you might even go talk to somebody because it is going to affect your relationships. One problem with the rescuer model is that the individual can get stuck in the role, always living in crisis mode at the expense of inner peace and personal growth. Because if it's always all about others, it's not ever about you, is it? And if it's never about you, you're going to quickly become depleted. Oh my. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Try to not sneeze. Ugh. Until the person resolves their own inner dramas, they play them out in their relationships with others, drawn to those who need them and often unable to acknowledge their own needs or get them met. And that's I've worked with people like that. I have clients, like that. Not only do they not understand their needs, but they don't know how to get them met. They're just fumbling around in the world, never got any skills or tools in their toolbox, and just have no idea. And a lot of them, once they get to the point of adulthood, are pretty stubborn about learning how to take care of themselves, learning, what being a emotionally healthy person is. A lot of people, they throw out well, that's just the way I am. Well, you're coming to me because the way you are is causing problems in your life, right? That tells me you realize that on some level that there's a problem. So you might need help with the problem. Just saying. In the worst case scenario, they are unable let me go back here. They enable the other person's dilemma by not knowing when to stop playing the rescuer and allow the person to figure it out on their own. That's called enabling. I've had clients who want me to do for them. Well, if you were really... No, I'm not going to enable you. I will give you advice. I will tell you what the, current knowledge on the situation is. This is what you need to do. I might give you some tough love. I've had to dole out some tough love to people when I see they were clearly takers, and didn't understand anything about giving. These are usually the clients who, I can't pay you, and then you find out they got all these checks coming in. It's like, wait, what? Excuse me. But there are folks who that's all they are. They're takers. They were so emotionally bankrupt, they can't understand how to even give anything to themselves. And if you're giving everything to everybody, like I said, you got nothing. And the worst thing you can do is try to save someone else and enable their situation. If they're a dependent type personality and you're allowing this and trying to save them, you're an enabler. You're enabling them to be a dependent personality. So, that's not good. If the person finds the strength within and faces the needy aspects of their own psyche, he or she can become a model of empowerment and a true source of healing in the world. And that's if they learn how to meet their own needs, to fill their cup so they can give from their overflow. Some signs that you or someone you have known may need to rescue the rescuer within are inner burnout from overgiving. And I mean, there's when I was doing coaching, I didn't realize there was such a need, and the phone would be ringing and the emails would be coming, and it's like there's no way I can help all of you people at once. I can schedule you this, and this, but everybody who's needing something wants to be the first in line. They want their deal dealt with first, and that's understandable because everybody wants that personal touch because they're needing, but I quickly realized I could not dedicate all my time to one particular person, and if they were being too greedy with my time, I had to shut them down and say, hey, look, I don't have time for this. I got a lot to do. I got other clients. I got students I got to deal with, and then sometimes I'll give them a little tough love and say, you know what your problem is? This is your problem, and this is what you need to do about it, and then cut them off, because if you allow them to keep taking, you're an enabler. Underlying resentment, because other people are going to resent you, and that's just the facts. An inability to admit to having needs of one's own, and an unwillingness to be vulnerable. Help comes when we allow ourselves to admit we need it, acknowledging our humanity and our wholeness by acknowledging our pain. The understanding we gain in the process will naturally inform and inspire our ability to help those in need to do the same. So, sometimes, to rescue the rescuer, we need to acknowledge our own pain and get that sorted out so that we can give from our overflow and not from our need. Thanks for watching. Please like and share this wisdom so we can spread it around the world. If you want to help me out, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go to my Patreon page and become a patron. That's all for now. Until next time.